We're back with another strength video. Today we'll be focusing primarily on biceps, chest, and triceps. Most of these you can do with just your body weight, but if you want to add some weights to it, I recommend either light hand weights or again, like soup can up to a gallon of milk, whatever you got available that you can easily hold in each hand. So the first one that we'll do is actually a triangle push-up. So use it your chest and also the triceps. So kind of show what that looks like. Basically what I'm gonna do is my hands are gonna basically make a triangle on the ground. So they'll kind of look like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple of those. You can either do on your knees or you can do a full push-up. If you do a full push-up, which what I mean by that is making sure that your body's in line, butt's down, making a triangle, and then going all the way down to the floor and all the way back up. All right? If you need to do a half push-up, you can let your knees down. But again, I wanna make sure that your back is as straight as it can be, okay? Going down and coming back up. Wanna make sure the triangle is below our shoulders when we're all the way down. So a little bit more here. Coming all the way down and all the way back up. All right? That's pretty simple. Next one that you've probably done before is a bicep curl. It's really easy. All I'm doing is I'm starting down, lifting back up, and coming back down. Okay? Biceps are one of the easiest ones to do. There are not a lot of modifications of bicep curls. You can really only do a few of them. Kind of coming up. Coming back down, making sure that I'm not letting the weight fall, always control the drop, making sure that doesn't lock the arms out when you do. So I try and keep my arms slightly bent when I go all the way down, coming back up, slightly bent all the way back down. Next one is an incline chest press. For this one specifically, I'm gonna use a chair. Basically, I'm going to sit on the front of the chair, lean back so that I'm stabilized. You can do basically this on any type of surface that you sit on. But my back's straight up and down now, I'm just gonna lean back, arms to the chest, and I'm basically pushing in line with my body, which means I'm pushing forward and up. So I'm trying to basically push forward as I can here, but I'm not going straight forward, I'm going forward and up, right? You can also go forward, making it a little bit harder on the shoulders. Same thing here, pushing up and out. All right, so pushing forward is going to be more of that incline. This is just going to be regular chest press if I'm pushing, chest press if I'm pushing forward and up. All right, so regular forward is going to work a lot more of my shoulder joint just so that I can kind of hold the position there, but you can kind of work from there. All right, next one's going to be a lying chest press. If you have some kind of a bench at home, you're welcome to use a bench. It can make it a little bit easier. With this specific exercise, because I'm gonna be down on the floor, I want to make sure that these are weights that I'm gonna be able to lift fairly easily. And the reason being is I don't want you to get up with that weight and have it smack back down on the floor, okay? If you're doing this on a bed or something like that, it may be a little bit easier. You won't have to worry about that. But I'm just going to go down. I'm gonna keep my feet bent down onto the mat. So where my chest is where my arms are going to be. Weights are going to be straight up. Basically, I push up together and let them come back nice and slowly. You don't want to smack all the way to the floor and then come back up, okay? If you want to do a half with this one, do more of a pulse, you kind of go halfway up, so my arms are still halfway up, and I basically just go towards the ceiling, halfway up and halfway back, okay? And then when you're done with a pulse, you can just drop them back down, okay? But if you want to do the full exercise, all the way down to the floor, all the way up, and nice and easy, nice and slow, down to the floor. We want to prevent any injuries always, making sure that you're doing the exercise, but that you're doing it as safely as you can. Back up and back down. All right. Next one's going to be a dip. Any type of surface that you have that's stable. I recommend that if you do a dip on a chair, you push it up against the wall, and that way you're not pushing it backwards. This one should be pretty stable here. I got nice grips on the bottom of it. So basically with this one, all I'm going to be doing, I'm going to twist it to the side. So I'm gonna start seated, arms are behind me. I'm basically going to scoot myself so I'm off it. Elbows are slightly behind me. I'm gonna straighten my legs. I'm just gonna lower myself down and come back up. Make it a little bit harder. I'm gonna push forward, have them a little more behind me, lower them down and back up. Make it a little bit easier. You can always bend your legs here, coming down, coming back up. All right, you don't have to go very far with it, and that's why I said you can have it so that I'm just basically on the chair and just lower myself down to the chair and I come back up. All right, so lowering it down and coming back up. Any type of surface that's really stable, you can do those very easy on. Again, if you're gonna use a chair, I highly recommend that it's either got really nice like rubber bottoms to it so it's not gonna move anywhere, or you push it up against a wall, and that way you know that the only thing, it's gonna be stabilized against that wall. You don't wanna have that chair shoot out from behind you and then you fall or your arms come back from behind you. It's not a good situation, okay? So you just wanna make sure that whatever you're using it on is a really stable surface, all right? Next exercise that we go through is just one arm punches. Primarily work your chest, stratus anterior, and your shoulders here. Stratus anterior is my favorite muscle. It's the boxer muscle. It's on the sides here, okay? So going one arm at a time, straight out in front of you. It's basically nice and easy. Try and keep the arms up, as we are trying to also work shoulders a little bit here, but primarily we're kind of going for chest, triceps, and biceps. Back and forth. Pretty easy here. Next one is called Incline Single Arm Hammer Curls. Anytime you do a hammer curl, I'm getting tangled up in the wire here. Anytime you do a hammer curl, the weight is pointed straight up and down. So for a hammer curl in this instance, arms are gonna start up, okay? Holding that position and then basically just going up and back down, all right? So arms are gonna start up, okay, and come back. Back up and back down. It's nice and easy making sure of that one. Again, holding this position is where you're really gonna feel shoulders and the biceps, just holding it, okay? So lifting up and then lifting back down. You may wanna do this one pretty quickly. You'll start to feel it a lot, all right? Those are the exercises I have for you today. So primarily, again, it's a strength exercise. We do 8 to 12 repetitions. You can either do 2 or 3 sets. I normally recommend 1 or 2 to start out with, and then, or if you're doing lighter weights and you really feel you get to that second set and you're like, yeah, I could easily do a 3rd set, absolutely, you can either add higher weight or kind of go to that 3rd set, okay? Thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one.